Hello, welcome to another episode God Concept Podcast, episode number 8. Today we just gonna be talking about, man, choosing wisely when to put yourself out there, when to actually execute your dreams. The truth is, there's no ideal time. So if you got a dream or vision in mind, go for it. Don't waste your time. If you got a dream and vision in mind, go for it. Don't waste your time. Because truthfully, nobody's going to chase it for you. You got to go out and get it. And the longer you wait for that person that you think is supposed to be, on your team, or you know what I mean, you're supposed to be, piggybacking off of or whatever, the longer it's going to take you to really execute whatever it is you're trying to see through. You know what I mean? Can't wait for nobody. You want people to be there. You want people to be on that journey with you. But you really don't need nobody on that journey with you. I realized something. I gotta really change the way that I think because I'm different now. Right? Not I'm different, but my way of thinking is different. You gotta elevate your way of thinking. I'm thinking, wow, I put a book out. I'm an author now. But now I gotta think what it took to actually get me that, the time, the effort. It took a lot. I had to publish it myself. That made me a publisher. So now I'm in the book business because the book is my business. That's my commodity for sale. My book. My books. I'm working on the 3rd book now and the 4th for the Christmas time. Santa was here and he left his chair. So that's a business that I started. On my own, I didn't have anybody to, motivate me to do it or push me to do it. To be honest with you, I told someone near and dear to me about my book, and what their response was, I'm not trying to read a book if I didn't write it myself. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, that was my mother that said that to me. Yeah. Like, imagine that, your own mother, you write a book, you publish it yourself. She's not interested in hearing the story of it. She don't want to hear the story of how I published the book and authored it myself and how now I'm in the book business. She don't want to hear that. What can you say? You live and you learn. You realize that even the ones closest to you that love you will not see your vision. They won't see you doing that. They won't appreciate you doing that. You know what I mean? They won't have the common decency to give you an attaboy. You know what I mean? Good job. Job well done. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's all is required. Sometimes that's all a person wants. Sometimes you don't even got to say that. You can just pick it up and read a little bit. You know what I mean? Just flip a page. Anything. You gotta really go for it, man. You gotta go for it. And it's not about fame. It's not about trying to be famous or trying to be in the limelight or trying to do this or trying to do that. It's about really pushing whatever vision you see. And the vision that I see is one of love, peace, and prosperity. I want kids and people to read more. I also want people to start having more morals and values. You know what I mean? Like proper morals and values. Because a lot of us get hung up on this thug mentality. Not even thug mentality, but it's like such a negative mentality. I want to say that. Not all thug mentalities is negative. I want to go ahead and say that too. Right? But it's such a negative mentality that people be having nowadays. And that's what I'm combating against. We got kids out here and adults that get so wrapped up with these smartphones and they're enamored with it to the point where they never actually pick up a freaking book. I mean, for God's sakes, you never even picked up a map. Half of the people out here never even picked up a map or atlas. You never read a map. You don't know how to read an atlas. If your phone go down, you don't know how to get nowhere. How you gonna get from Philadelphia to Florida if you don't ever pick up a map and all the smartphones are down? You don't got a GPS. How you gonna get to where you gotta go? How you gonna learn something if there's no video tutorial for it? If you don't read? How are you supposed to convey a message if you don't know how to write? I mean, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I haven't gone to college. I'm a high school dropout. I fix phones. I did that a lot when I was younger. I fixed cell phones. I could take phones and put two broke phones together and make one good one. I'm a gunsmith. I work on guns. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I'm proficient at what I do. I wear many hats. I built computers, fiber optics, and network cabling. Now I'm an author, a publisher, a businessman. I'm a musician. I love music. I always did my whole life. But me getting myself wrapped up with different people in different situations hindered me from following a life goal that I always had. And now that I'm actually following this life goal, it seems like I have a lot of pushback from people in my personal life. Yeah, maybe others as well. But I mean, there's no sweat off my brow. I mean, it's like, cry 2 tears in a bucket, motherfucker. It's like, what can you do about that? It's like, what can you do about that? Like, you have to do whatever your calling is. I know that. I got a picture right here of 2 buffaloes standing on the side of a cliff, right? I gifted my Uncle Vernon a picture, same portrait, right? I bought him off the place I frequent for gun parts and stuff like that. And it's 2 buffaloes staring off the edge of a cliff, as if they're like just waiting for something to come, just waiting for something. They don't know. And that's what our lives are like at times. We're like buffaloes staring off the edge of a cliff because we don't know what we want to do. We don't know how to do what we want to do. We know what we want to do, but we don't know how to get there. We don't got nobody to guide us. We don't got nobody to push us at times. At times, we don't got nobody to even believe that we can do what it is that we want to do. Even if it's something that's not out of the ordinary. Even if it's not something extraordinary that you want to do. You got people that won't believe that you can't, that'll believe that you can't do the most mundane of things. Even if that's getting whatever type of position at a job you want to do. You know? Starting the LLC, or you know, trying to work your way up in a corporation or something, trying to build yourself up a career, trying to be an entrepreneur. These are things that you got to do. If you want to put your energy into that, you can do it. Whatever you put your energy into is what you're going to achieve. If you want to achieve the goals that you feel as if you were put here to do, and a lot of us don't achieve those goals because we get caught up in life and wrapped up in that, in life. And life will wrap you up, man, and stop you from really doing what it is you're supposed to do. I'm tired of that. That's what this whole podcast is about. It's the concept. It's the God concept that I'm talking about. It's that concept that, okay, yeah, we got to live in this everyday life, in this society, and we have this social technology and this phone and everything else, these cars and these automobiles, but When do we get back in tune with nature? When do we get back in tune with ourselves? When do we get back in tune with the God concept of doing things the way God intended you to do them? To act upon the talents and blessings that God gave you. He birthed you with equipped. God birthed you. The Creator birthed you equipped with everything you need to navigate this life. But we relied too much and depended too much on corporations and organizations to make sure that we could feed our families. We don't have trailblazers anymore. The people we look at on TV, the documentaries, and we watch Drink Champs, and we watch My Expert Opinion, and we watch $1 Million Worth of Games. We watching these people on these shows, and you know, they blaze their trail. They blazed their trail. They followed whatever they felt like, they calling was, they followed that. A lot of people won't tell you that that's their calling, but we pick and choose our calling. And if you don't find a calling, should a calling will find you. So I would go, man, you can't be no dummy out here, and you can't be scared to really move and pursue what you want to do. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm just doing everything that ties in to what it is I'm doing. If I'm doing, game streaming, then I'm gonna do podcast. If I'm gonna do music, yeah, I'm gonna do podcasts. If I'm gonna write music, then yeah, I'm gonna write books too. I'm gonna write whatever I could write if I like to write, because I do like to write. That's what I like to do. So if I like to take the time and sit down and write, anything, a journal, or why am I writing a journal when I could put this in book form and post this on Amazon or something and make some bread? That's what I'm trying to do, right? Not even trying. That's what I did. That's a business now. Even if it don't yield nothing for a little while, that's because I'm still marketing it. That's a business. That's a brand that I built, a book brand that I built. The music, that's another brand. That's another industry that I'm marketing, that I'm branching off into. That's another business that I built. I'm working on my sound. I'm getting it down. I'm working on the producing aspect because that's all new to me. But I always loved to do music and everything. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that music. I love to play them games. I always play them. I play them in my free time. You know how much money I spent on video games? How much money you spent on video games? Think of that. How much money you spent on listening to music? Think of that. You see what I mean? How about we start getting some money? How about I start getting some money out of it? Because I love music personally. I love video games personally. I like podcasts. I love Joe Rogan's podcast. His podcast is the shit. Mushi? Oh my God. He's one of my spiritual guidance brothers, I would say. Mushi, I love Mushi. You know what I mean? He did so much for my oneness and helping me center myself, and discovering who I am. And Joe Rogan, I mean, he's there. He's all around entertaining. I love the guy. I would love to do some comedy on his on stage for him over there in Austin, Texas. One day. I love Joey Diaz, all the guys, man. $1 Million Worth of Games. I already mentioned Drink Champs and My Expert Opinion. There's more. 85 South Show. I know they not a podcast. They got a show. They got a whole show out there. I like showing love, man. I like showing love, and I love people. I love watching people perfect their craft. Because that's a craft, man. This thing is a craft. This podcast thing, talking on this mic, is a craft. And this will help me with my music, talking on a mic to a beat or whatever. I write more so. I'm more so a writer. I could write forever. I could write a lot. The thing is, I want to write more frequently, and I want to publish more books more frequently. I want to, continue to put music out frequently and produce more music frequently and write more music frequently, because that's the only way I'm going to, build something that nobody could take away from me. You know what I mean? I have situations in my life where I may be going through something in my personal life and it affects my career to the point where, I'm not having any income at the time. So me dealing with things in my personal life, showed me that it could really hinder my career. It could really hinder the things that I love to do. It could hinder me being with the people that I love to be with. So I'm building something that nobody could take away from me. I'm working off something off of intellectual property. Luckily, the Creator blessed me with the know-how and the mental fortitude and the drive to get up and get it and actually try something new all the time. I always try something new. It's like what I was designed to do. I try new things. Something sticks. Something always sticks, man. Something always sticks. And if all else fails, I always can rely on what I got inside me to provide for my family. That's all I'm doing. I'm not just trying to provide for my family. I'm trying to provide for my family's family. I'm trying to provide for people that I may not even know yet. If I could shine light on somebody that I don't know yet by blessing them with some words or blessing them with anything that I could do for a person, that's just who I am. That's what I do. I'll never change, because once you let the world change you, you become something other than what you meant to be. You become something different. You become something stagnant. You like, stagnant water, that's what mosquitoes have babies in. And mosquitoes are bloodsuckers, kind of like vampires. And I don't want to become stagnant. I don't want to be a mosquito out here. I'm trying to be something more than that. I'm trying to be an eagle. You know what I mean? I'm trying to soar high. If I'm not soaring high, I'm laying low. I'm either an eagle or I'm a turtle. Right now, I'm in turtle mode. But I'm spreading my wings more and more every day because I'm trying to do this thing, man. I'm trying to put these positive affirmations out there and keep this ball rolling. I'm looking for more and more calls, more and more emails about the books, about the music, about whatever. Because, I want to start doing promotion shows. If I could do promotional shows, even if it's not for money or whatever, even if it's a promotional show, just to get my book out there, awareness about my books out there, awareness about, my music out there, whatever it is, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, what I'm starting to realize is I get more accomplished as far as creating and cultivating certain ideas, whether that's on a spiritual, mental, or physical perspective. Whether that's either one of those perspectives, I'm more so better at creating everything when the moon is high. Now, when the sun is high, I'm more absorbing energy. It's like that's when you're getting your energy from the Creator. It's like that's your time to really appreciate, manifest, speak the affirmations, put positive goals to fruition and things like that. For me, that would be like promoting my books, One Leap of Faith, and Morals and Values, right? In the daytime, I could promote my music, right? Mr. Pagan on all streaming platforms, right? In the daytime, I could promote my health by actually working out in the morning times and going on these walks with my walking companion, Roxy, right? In the mornings, I could do that type of stuff. But at night, that's my time to really, isolate and cultivate and create. That's what I'm seeing. The way that whole process works, because I got a lot of irons in the fire. I'm wearing many hats. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get proficiency at all these different crafts at one time. because I don't know how to do what I'm doing as far as being an A&R or music manager, because I'm managing myself. So I got to manage myself and make sure I'm monetizing myself right as an A&R, as a representative of myself in the music world. And on the book world, I got to keep promoting my books, and also I got to explore different avenues in which where I'm gonna put my books at, like Audible and Barnes and Noble, Black and Nobel. You know what I mean? Places that, urban bookstores and all types of places. I'm looking into put my books in other venues as well, besides Amazon and Kindle. Even though Amazon and Kindle is a phenomenal, book marketplace, that they have over 100 million people subscribe to them. You know what I mean? Getting literature and producing literature and everything. So it's a great marketplace for that. I'm just really trying my hand at everything, and I'm really trying to perfect everything, and not perfect, gain more proficiency in every craft that I'm indulging in. And I just can't, sit there and see, I try to make schedules for myself, but I can't set a schedule for myself when I want to be spontaneous, because I create better when I'm being spontaneous, right? So me creating better while I'm being spontaneous, that means I can't really set a schedule. I just got to know what I got to do every day. I got to know what time periods to do what things. If you understand what I mean. I got to choose these time periods wisely. When the sun is up, that's when I appreciate. That's when I put out, optimism. That's when I put out positivity. Strong vibes and everything. That's where I'm appreciative of everything that the Creator has made. And I'm appreciating everything that I cultivated and made while the sun was down. Because when the sun is down, that's when I want to be in my most creative state. That's when I want to, really dive into creating music or creating, this literature, these books. That's when I want to do more on that side. And in the daytime, I'll also be promoting and doing my A&R side of things. More of the business aspect of everything that I'm doing is going to take place in the daytime. So in the daytime, business aspect. In the nighttime, that's when I'm going to let the creative aspect of me come out. That's what I'm, that's what I'm seeing may be fit for me. That may be the best way for me to fit everything into a 24-hour day. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hard grind, man. It's a hard grind. It costs a lot. You know what I mean? If I ever said it don't cost much, I was lying. Because your time, your effort, just the will, just the sheer willpower to get up and keep at it every day is a hard grind. Because I'm not employed by anybody. I work basically for my grandmother and grandfather, help them around the house. You know what I mean? I did have an employer, but all kinds of complications in my personal life and in my, career life, with having a estranged wife and everything, and, dealing with that battle with her, for my kids, it's kind of hard, but everything that I'm doing is creating something for them. It's creating something that if I have a problem, in a career situation, or if I have a problem in a personal situation, it shouldn't take away from my kids' livelihood. It shouldn't take away from my livelihood. It shouldn't take away from anybody's livelihood because you're having a personal, a personal matter that you're dealing with, or a business matter that you're dealing with. It shouldn't take away from your livelihood if you're having a family situation or anything that you're dealing with. It shouldn't take time away from your kids just because you have something that you're dealing with. And personally, I've been put through the ringer. I've been trying to get things rolling for a while. And once I found out that I could just take this time that I had, well, I not found out, because what I'm doing is I'm taking this personal time that I had, And instead of not doing nothing with it, instead of going and doing something, that would take me away from my kids, I'm doing things positive that'll keep me in my kids' life, that'll keep me engaged in their life, and not only engaged in their life, but what I'm doing will yield benefits for my kids. You know what I mean? Shit, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for life situations and things that I was going through in my personal life, I would have been doing these type of things. But situation happens, and then you got to put things that you're doing on the back burner. That's another thing that I learned, that I want to teach my kids. That's a lot of reason why I'm doing this podcast. It's to get out a message to all of y'all, but also to get a message out to my kids, because a lot of times, I don't know, you know how kids are. It's in one ear and out the other. But you can't put your hopes and dreams on the back burner. You got to follow through with it. Otherwise, they'll just be hopes and dreams, things that you never acted upon. And there's nothing worse than having some things that you saying shoulda, coulda, woulda about. You know what I mean? Whenever you got things that's in your life that you're saying shoulda, coulda, woulda about, that'll eat you alive. The older and older you get, that'll eat you alive. So the things that you say shoulda, coulda, woulda, like I shoulda did this or I coulda did that, those are the things that you probably should do. Those are the things that God, the creator, however you want to call God, you know what I mean? The creator, those are probably things that the creator wanted you to do. Your shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Never have shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You don't have no excuse to have shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Not when you got time in the day to get it done. And I understand we get so wrapped up in our life that we forget about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, about our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, the things that we dream about. You know what I mean? They got a saying that say, a man without a dream is dead. Are you a man without a dream? Are you a woman without a dream? That's what you are if you never even trace your goals. If you never chase your goals and aspirations, you're just basically, walking dead. Because you never tried. You never inspired to try. All I could do is do what I could do right now. I don't regret my life in any aspect. I love my children. The woman that my wife is, I love her. I love the fact that she's my children's mother. And I tell them to respect her, even though me and her been through a lot of shit. And they've been through some things too with her. But that's still their mother. You got to honor your mother. You got to honor your father. These are things that you have to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I tell my children to honor their mother, no matter what she does and everything like that. I'm not telling them to agree with her in everything that she's doing and her choices in life. You don't have to agree with her, but that's your mother. You still have to respect her choices, whether they're wrong or not. But not wrong or not, whether they're appropriate or inappropriate or not. You have to stick by it because that's your mother. I told you earlier on this episode what my mom said to me. I told that to my daughter. I asked my daughter, I said, how would you feel if your mother told you that about a book that you put out? And my daughter said, I would be sad and angry. And I said, that's how the fuck I felt when she said that to me, when my mother said that to me. And then I told my daughter right there in front of her mom, I said, but guess what? I still love and I still respect my mom because that's my mom nonetheless. Yeah, she say that. Yeah, you know what I mean? But I can't help who she is or how she feels. That's still my mom. I wouldn't be here if the creator didn't place me in her vessel to birth me through. You understand? It's the same thing with your father. You got to respect him, whether you like it or not. Whatever choices they make is their choices. Whatever, mom and dad go through is just what mom and dad go through. That really has nothing to do with your relationship, because adults do things because of what's in their mind, what's in their heart, and what's on their soul. And all of our journeys are different in life. Sometimes we're not meant to be together as people. Sometimes we're just not meant to be together. You know what I mean? You'll have a person in your life and you want so bad to be with this freaking person. It's like sometimes you just not meant to be with that person. Y'all just either you don't mesh with them, they don't mesh with you, Or you guys just got two different paths. You guys click so well. You guys are like the dynamic duo. But they do this and you do that. And those two things don't mesh. Shit, sometimes the biggest crooks in the world are best friends with police chiefs and sergeants and stuff like that. And it's not that, it's not that they don't love each other. It's just the fact that one's a cop and one's a criminal. And they can't mesh together. One's oil, one's water. They don't mix. Or oil and vinegar, whatever don't mix. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And we got to be aware of that. There's no love lost between a person that can't comprehend where you're walking in life, your walk of life. Some people just can't comprehend your walk of life. Some people can't comprehend that you can change, whether you've been knowing this person your whole life or not. One day you might just wake up, click, and you're done. You're changed. And they still looking at you as the person you were yesterday. They're still seeing you as this person you were yesterday. But you're not who you were yesterday. You're a different person today. Just because you knew me all my life, them 7 years roll around, and I don't care if you knew a person on level 1. Once that 7 years come around, you know what I mean? Or at whatever age y'all at. Once 7 years come around, their mentality change. They're no longer the same. Some of the things that they went for before, they're not going for now. Some of the things that they did before, they're not doing now. People evolve, people change in different phases, in different times, in different seasons. You just got to appreciate the now. You got to appreciate people for the now, in the now, right now. You got to, man. You got to appreciate them. Otherwise you would go around hard-hearted towards people because you couldn't keep them in their life or they didn't keep you in their life. You can't do that. You just got to appreciate every moment with these people because you're building memories with these people. Everybody in your life, you're building memories with them. I don't want to leave a sour taste in somebody's mouth. I don't want a person to leave a sour taste in my mouth about them, but I really can't control that. So all I could do is say, I forgive you, you forgive me. Whether they're around or not, I have to forgive them because I'm forgiving them for me. And they're forgiving me for them if I did anything wrong to them. That's because I'm not trying to leave here with hatred on my heart. I'm trying to transcend to a higher level of life, a higher level of consciousness. And the only way we could do that is through trying to be as pure as possible in mind, body, and soul. Well, I got some promotion reel coming up, and that's our episode for today. Thank you for joining me. This is Mr. Bagan, and this was God Concept. Hey, real quick, guys. This is Mr. Bagan here. Just want to let y'all know that I have books available on Amazon, Kindle, bookstores on your phones. I got 2 great titles available and a third one coming soon. My philosophy is, if you got a smartphone or a smart device, you already got my book in your hands. It's free for download if you got Kindle Unlimited, and it's $5 otherwise. For One Leap of Faith, it's $5, and for my book Morals and Values, it's $5.25. Both of them are packed with insightful information on morals and values, and One Leap of Faith is to push you to get on your grind for your goals. You know what I mean? 2 powerful books. I got a thriller coming up called Moonlit Marshes with a character. The protagonist is Marshall Cuts, and he's trying to get his way. He's trying to find his way out of Louisiana without getting himself hurt or killed or something. It's a great suspenseful book. Please check it out. It's going to be on Amazon Kindle store. Remember, both these books are available for free. One Leap of Faith and Morals and Value. You got Kindle Unlimited. They're available for free. And also, don't forget to check out my game stream on YouTube, Gaming, Vaping, Guns. And on Twitch, I'm GVG215. All right? And also my music streams on all streaming platforms. Whether you got Apple, it's there. Whether you got Tidal, guess what? It's there. You listen on Spotify? Yeah, I'm on Spotify. This podcast is actually on Spotify, also the music. So yeah, we well-rounded. Everything that I'm doing is complementing each other. So please, support the movement, support my brand, support the positive energy that I'm putting out there. And you guys, be blessed. May peace be with you.